Welcome to today's show. Returning from the beyond to live big, Felice DiMartino's Vegan Near-Death Experience, Part 2 of 2. Felice DiMartino, vegan, is an educator, intuitive healer, spiritual guide, international speaker, and founder of Grounded Illumination. During her near-death experience in 2015, she traveled through a dark dimension beyond this world before entering a bright, luminescent realm. This is where she had a profound exchange with a divine presence about her soul's journey and mission on Earth. The bright presence conveyed, "I am you," marking a transcendent revelation.
So when I heard, "I am you," there was this explosion, and coming back, there was this deeper connection with the I am you. I am you. I am every other person. That divine presence that is who we are, that seed of love, that seed of light, that place in which we come from, that all sentient beings have within them, is this divine presence. There's a mass spiritual awakening happening on the planet right now where people are coming into divine remembrance that I am you, that I am presence is connected with the greater I am, is connected with God, source, infinite fields, whatever you call the God of your understanding is within us. We're never separated from that.
On her return to her physical body, the voice continued to accompany her.
There was a point where I got back to my body. I was about a foot above my body where I could feel my expansiveness. And it felt as I was getting closer that I was like a genie. It was being squeezed into a bottle. So I was existing as this expansiveness and also my energy, my soul, like all of it being squeezed into this body. And I was in the ambulance and I could see the scene from outside of myself. I could see the scene from above, from the top of the ambulance. There was a man at my head squeezing my head. My head was bleeding profusely. And there was another asking questions. And I was outside and inside, which I've since come to learn is bilocation, when you can exist in and out at the same time.
It took over a year for Miss DiMartino to recover from her ordeal. Profound transformations occurred within, healing both her body and spirit.
There was a lot of healing of my body. I was in hospital, then I was in rehab, then I had visiting nurses coming to my home. I had to be able to walk again. I had to be able to talk and speak again because I had a fractured pelvis, fractured sacrum. I had a head injury and staples in my head. So there was the physical thing of what was going on. And there was a simple bathing in the bliss of the experience. There was simply being and communing with this frequency of the place that I had just been, that's always accessible to us, that lives within us. I realized something was different when I came back because I was no longer the same person. And there was a lot of senses that were activated, like clairaudience, being able to hear what's not audible to the human ear, being able to see energy, see sound. There was a whole new knowing. There was an activated knowing, embodied knowing now, not just a belief or not just this is what I think. It was a capital K knowing of the capital T truth. I had spent time on a spiritual path before my accident for 30 years. This confirmed all of the things I had experienced in a whole new embodied way. It's like in every cell and molecule of my body and my energy field and my being, that knowing of what is the reality and the truth of the world and the earth and our bodies and how we function in the world and how we interact with others that are really mirrors for who we are.
After her profound near-death experience, Felice DiMartino became more spiritually attuned and elevated. Discovering that serving ultimate love is her true purpose, she became an international speaker and workshop organizer, discussing the divine and the true meaning of life on earth. She presented Sacred Passage, the love that welcomes us home, at the International Beyond the Veil Summit in November 2023. Engaging in live events like Limitless Love Beyond the Veil and workshops like Remembering Together, she also offers one-on-one intuitive healing and soul channeling sessions. When asked about balancing life between the physical and spiritual realms, Miss DiMartino draws from the wisdom gained in that bright, luminescent space beyond.
It ignited the remembering of my experience, which was the pillars of all is truly well, which are forgiveness, gratitude, compassion, acceptance, surrender, trust, love, service. There's a lot to say about each one of those pillars and how to really employ them in our daily lives to practice compassion and kindness and trust and surrender and the trust in the divine unfolding of things and gratitude and forgiveness is huge, right? What's happened for me is I really have paid attention. Like, oh, I'm noticing this. My body is showing me something because our body always can sense energy and feels things before our thoughts. So I notice I'm feeling this. What's it telling me? And I give it some space. And I get curious because anytime you bring curiosity in, you could create spaciousness, which allows you to access the core of who you are as a spiritual being.
Over the years, Felice DiMartino has sustained her connection with the divine presence through meditation, stillness, and deep prayer.
The ways that I maintain connection with this presence and that everyone can maintain connection with this presence is through meditation, through prayer, through being in nature. I maintain it through any form of expression, creative expression, dance and moving my body, singing or chanting, doing things that surrounding myself with people who resonate at a high vibrational frequency. And if I'm around people that don't, I have compassion and non-judgment and not making people wrong. It's like returning to the heart, because this presence lives within each of us. And when we return to the heart, when we get out of our heads and into the heart, it really helps us stay connected with that divinity, with that divine remembrance, with that activation of who we are.
Having returned from the beyond, Miss DiMartino shared not only meditation practices, but also a clear vision of the purpose of life.
We are all here to be of service and to love, and to use that love or to be in that state of love and to shine that forth, to shine that light and love that's infused with light. There's a collective purpose of love, of service, of being an expression of the divine so that the divine can know itself through us and also the individual ways that our own expression of that occurs. That's the soul's journey. Continuing to return to a state of being the love, continuing to access and remember the love that we are. There's nothing to fear when we transition to the other side. We're welcomed and received by immense love.
We express our gratitude to Felice DiMartino for her enlightening interview, wishing you great success in living big in every way, and applaud your endeavors to bring about a compassionate and kind world.
Scriptures of the other religions have described that sages moving in the air have fallen to the ground upon eating meat. Therefore, meat eating should be avoided. Saman Suttam, Jainism.
Compassionate viewers, we appreciate your company for the concluding episode of Returning from the Beyond to Live Big, Felice DiMartino's vegan near-death experience